Hey everybody, it is LSid932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. I gotta fix this camera. Because I see a delay happening. I gotta fix this camera. We cannot have a delay. We can't have a delay happening because we're gonna start with a little spice. But let's see first. Hey Ari, thank you for being here. Hey, Debbie, glad to have you here. Yeah, I said we're going to start with just a little bit of spice. Just a little bit of spice. But I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank you for making sure you're subscribed to the channel. We are growing. This family is growing. So, hey, Letitia, glad to have you here. We are growing as a group. We are expanding, and there's a few things. Y'all, I put out a post. Love is Blind Italy has the very first trailer. We get to see who the host and hostess are, and they are a married couple. I don't know their names yet, but I said, let me get it out because the trailer is out. So I put a post of a sneak peek of what my thumbnails will look like for Love is Blind Italy. Hey, Mimi, glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. Plus, y'all know I'm doing Alone, the survivalist show. The girl power was in effect for episode 1, so we'll meet the next 5 contestants, I guess, tomorrow night. I also have a poll. Do y'all want, I'm your fashionless friend. We talked about it in Unscripted one Friday. I am your fashionless friend. So are we going to do Project Runway? Are we watching it? Are we going to watch Project Runway? Because, the architect of style, the architect of fashion is a judge, Law Roach. That is the only reason I am considering it. Yes, Heidi Klum is back, and it's great to see her. I love Tim Gunn, but I love Christian. That's a little bit. But Law Roach is going to be a guest judge. So please vote in the poll so I know whether or not I should review that. And I'm going to review the nuances. We're going to say what the challenge is. We're going to put the fashion up on the screen, and we're going to talk about it. And as I declared, I am your fashionless friend. I just go know what I like. It ain't always going to be what everybody like. Hey, Munira, glad to have you here. So let me know. There are polls in there. There are announcements in the post section of this channel. And again, I do appreciate y'all for being here. And we start off unsolicited advice. We always start off mild to spicy. But I wanted a little bit of spice to start us off. Just a little bit. Okay? Just a little bit of spice. Not too much. So let me pull up the very first one. So make sure while I'm pulling this up, y'all have liked, y'all share, and y'all have subscribed. And if you missed the Father's Day episode, you missed a lot. You missed a lot. We had videos galore. Okay? So y'all, let's start with the first one. It says, my 25-year-old best friend confessed to my 26-year-old male boyfriend of 3 years, and now he's confused. I'm a 24-year-old female. I thought my best friend and I were tight, but last week she sat my boyfriend down and said she's been in love with him for years. He told me immediately, which I appreciated, but then he dropped a bombshell. He said he needs space to think about his feelings. What feelings? We've been together for 3 years. I thought we were solid. My friend and I have known each other since high school. I never saw this coming. Now she's texting me saying she's sorry, but had to be honest about her feelings. I don't know what to do. Do I confront her? Do I give him his space that he's asking for? Or do I just walk away from both of them? I feel blindsided. Hey, Cheryl Davis, glad to have you here. Yay, you made it live. Glad to have you here. So y'all just heard that, right? She's 24. Her best friend is 25. Her boyfriend is 26. And the best friend, after she done been with this man for 3 years, then sat him down and expressed her feelings for him. And now he needs space to think. Say what now? You been with your girl for 3 years? Say what now? So were you with her for 3 years just marking time? Because you really wanted to be with her friend? Because that's what it sounded like to me. Because why do you need time to think? You should have been like, girl, don't have your friend around me. Don't have your friend around me. and you told her immediately? No, you told her immediately because you thought it was possibly a setup. And when you realized it wasn't a setup and the friend was honest about wanting you, I need space. I can't take this pressure right now. Debbie says, walk away from it all. Just walk away. Walk away. She should cut off contact with both the boyfriend and the best friend. Yes. Yes, Munira. Walk away. Yes, Mimi. Jay just played in her face. And Just Rhonda01 said, just walk away. Y'all, if you need your fix of your reality TV, make sure you go to Just Rhonda01. She covers your, housewives. She covers all of your good reality TV that I sometimes stay away from, but I do peek in on occasion. Dump them both. Yes, Cheryl Davis, dump them both. Get away from them. Girl, you're 24. Yes, it's great that you've been with this man since you're 21. It would have been wonderful. You were probably thinking long term. It's been 3 years, no hiccups. We good. But here comes this bombshell. You should actually thank your best friend. Thank her. And y'all, hear me out. Thank her for revealing her ratchet self. Thank you. And then thank him for revealing himself. And walk the heck away. Because these two deserve each other. These two were marking time, and if she didn't say anything, he probably will be standing in the wings, still watching your best friend. And he been watching. And he been wondering, well, what if I had a life with the best friend? Let them go. Yes, Mimi says, leave them all. They deserve each other, child. Leave them all. Y'all, I'm glad y'all are good. It's always love, cousin. Of course. Rhonda's usually on about 7 or 8 o'clock, That's not why I'm on at 5. I like the 5 o'clock route so I can go snoop over there and see what she up to. Be in her chat. So yes, definitely leave him. Definitely walk away. Because if this best friend and now this boyfriend, he ain't tell you in order to be like, I don't want to be caught. He's telling you because he needs space. Because he needs to think about his feelings. Get out of my face. Get out of my face with that. What do you need to think about? Think about the door slamming on your way out. But you are 24. You have your entire life ahead of you. File this away as a learning experience, a lesson learned, and watch your friends. Because if you have one snake in the bushes, chances are there may be others. Do a little assessment of the friends and the company you're keeping. Keep an eye out for this type of behavior. Because if she's, one of them, she may expose the other friends that were probably checking out you, but you don't need either one of them. You don't need either one of them at all. So please leave your unsolicited advice for her below. I see everybody, we're kind of like on the same page. Leave them both. Leave them all. He's trying to keep his foot in the door. Yes, he is. He needs space and time. And during that space and time, I wonder if he's going to take the friend on a date. I wonder if the space and time he need to think. He might be taking a friend out on a date so they could talk about, how do you see this going? What happened? Why did you all of a sudden decide to reveal your feelings? Because I had a few feelings too. Girl, leave them all. Leave them all. The Queen of Hearts, off with their head. Leave them all. Just go about your business. Leave them about their business and have a wonderful life. But keep that lesson learned in your folder. So y'all, I'm going to go on to the next one. So leave your comment below and check and make sure you have liked the live. So we are going to go on to the next one. We get spice here, but that was a little bit of a tickle. That was a little bit of a tickle right there. So we're going to keep on moving along. So it says, I, a 30-year-old female, am leaving in 3 days, and he, 40-year-old male, doesn't know. So I, a 30-year-old female, have been feeling stuck in my relationship with my boyfriend, a 40-year-old male, for quite some time. I feel like I'm writing this to convince myself I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm a planner. I've been trying to make a plan to leave. I live in his house. I've been making a plan to leave for a month or so and hadn't worked out until now. I was approved for an apartment with my friend, but the move-in date is Thursday. We have been, fighting nonstop, and he said some hurtful things to the point that I, can't look past it. Okay? He gets meaner and meaner, won't let me speak, ask questions in circles, so I get confused. And when I answer, he berates me about my answers. We got into a big fight the other day, and he said that I've changed and I'm not the person he fell in love with. I know he's saying this because I advocate for myself now and won't take the rude comments. But in the fight, he said, you have a decision to make. If you're coming with me to a new house or not. He's buying a house. So I'm thinking on going on that and talking about it. I'm in a panic. He is not physically at all violent, okay? He has hit the door, but his words cut deep. And he uses the worst things to say against me. I'm really worried because he's expressed that, he doesn't want me to leave him. Does anyone have any advice? How should I do this? I feel lost. Girl, you already got it planned. You're leaving in 3 days. You got a plan. It's working out. Stick to the plan. Do not stay with anyone who's berating you and making you feel less than. Not at all. That is not the place to be. There's a 10-year age gap here. I'm wondering about control. I am not a therapist, psychiatrist, psychologist, or any of the above. But definitely that 10-year gap, you 30, he 40. I'm wondering if too he has issues and stresses at work. Does he? You ain't said it. But I wonder if you got performance issues. Yeah. I'm glad y'all don't have kids together, because if he's being this mean, I wonder if he's being mean in front of children too. But again, my uncles have always told me, if a hand comes up against you, one day that hand will come down. You said he hit the door. He's already lashing out. You have the option. As Debbie said, leave now. You have the option. You said in 3 days, you already got the apartment ready and set for you and your girlfriend to move in. You got approved for it. So you need to follow your gut and leave. And block him. Physical violence is not far behind. Thank you, Rhonda. It is not far behind. It is not. You have a plan. Your girlfriend is helping you. You're getting away. Put that plan together. Don't let him know where you live in. Take off that location. Block him. All that good stuff. Do not be posting where you live. She should leave him before it escalates to physical. Exactly, Munira. Cheryl says, girl, get out. You can leave a note. DV isn't just physical, it's also mental. Exactly. Mimi's on the run, child. Mimi's on the child tip today. Run, child. Yes. People so much think that it's usually on the physical. If there's nothing you can see, then there's really no DV. As she said in this, and as you said, young lady, his words are cutting deep. It is really, really hurting you. It's making you emotional. And now it's making you second guess yourself. Guess what? You've lived 30 years without this man. You can certainly survive without him. There's a 10-year age gap. And I'm thinking financially, there's a gap too. You had to go get approved for an apartment. And he's looking to buy another house. There's also a financial aspect. And I don't want you to think about that. Let him go. Let him get his new house. Let him get another person to move in that house. As long as it's not you. You have the right thought. You said you leave it in 3 days. He does not know. Follow your instincts. Your instincts told you to get the apartment, get approved, and not let him know. That's your instincts. So stick with the plan. Y'all, what are your thoughts for her? Because she has a plan. She said in 3 days she's leaving. He don't know. And she got approved for the apartment. She's taking all the necessary steps. She's finding and getting solidified a place to go to. So many people have to just run right away with no plan, no thought, but she has meticulously put this together. So I'm hoping, young lady, that you do follow through, that you do have the support of your friend. You're not going to be living alone, and don't let him know where you are. Take the locations off. Don't let anyone know where you are for a while, just in case. Never get caught in the trap of being financially dependent. Yes, Rhonda. That's the thing. Always have something squirreled away and don't be completely dependent on this man. Hey, K-Sharp, glad to have you here. We're just rounding out. A 30-year-old female is leaving her 40-year-old male boyfriend in 3 days. He's being very verbally abusive to her. And we're telling her, keep with the plan. She got to prove her apartment with a girlfriend. He's like, he buying a new house. She needs to come move with him. And we're like, run. Keep it running. He's trying to tear you down. Don't tell him squat. Yes, don't tell him where you're going. Don't tell anyone. Preserve your energy. Preserve your mental health. Don't tell anyone. Don't take off the location on your phone. Don't let him able to ping and find you. At least for a few months, keep that off. So, y'all, what is your unsolicited advice for her? We all seem to be on the same page with this. And as I said, we keep getting hotter and hotter as we go along. And we're going to go on to the next one. Let me pull it up here. And I tell you, the last one is the hottest, okay? The last one is the hottest. Let me pull up my notes. I'm not going to read everything because it's a long one. But hey, it says, I'm a 30-year-old male, got entangled with a married colleague, a 35-year-old female. She is a beautiful woman for her age. Now, what is that? You 30, she 35. What do you mean beautiful woman for her age? She only 35. What do you expect? Anyway, y'all, let me read it through. She's a beautiful woman for her age, but I never was attracted or interested in her more than a colleague. Over as time goes, I got to know her. I saw a lot of positive things about her and admired her as a person. Being a married woman with a child, I was never slightly interested in her romantically, nor had any sort of feelings. It was just platonic, and we simply enjoyed each other's company. I know she's having difficulties in her marriage, but she's staying strong. So, hey, he says, I've been single for more than 2 years, and I'm feeling quite lonely these days. I'm really bad at talking to women for anything romantic or getting their attention. But recently, she confessed to me her feelings, and I was a bit shocked, as it was unexpected. Nevertheless, my heart skipped a beat, and I couldn't process it much. I felt, some sort of feelings for her, and I don't know how it all happened. It was too sudden. Beyond my logical sense, it was a lot of repressed emotions took over. What made it worse is I could really feel the vibe from her, and we are emotionally connecting. Over the next few days, I expressed my feelings for her and got closer. Anytime we were together, we would feel the energy. Me as a person has always had principles, never been interested in a married woman, much less one with a kid. But this time, I couldn't stop my feelings, even though I knew I was wrong for feeling this way. I've always resisted holding her hand or anything in public. We just walk next to each other. We lock eyes when we're talking. She said, if we only met a few years ago, I feel confused and disturbed. I don't see any positive outcomes. I feel she's just feeling this way only because of things are bad at home. The last day I was so eager to meet her in the office, but on seeing her, I suddenly couldn't experience the same strong feelings for her. Is because of the infatuation period was over, or was it because I realized I was in an impassable situation and could never have her? Am I slowly losing interest? I need some advice here. I put this one, hey Moon Dust Angel, glad to have you here. I put this one in here because, we always talk about, or we always hear out there that, the woman is usually pursuing a married man. Here's this young single man and this married woman who has a child. He does not say, but his tone is sounding like it got more than just holding hands in public. Because why are you still catching feelings and all this? Ain't no amount of looking across a room for a long time going to get you this deep in. I'm sorry. I say the same thing about the Love is Blind people. We sitting in a pod. I can understand some feelings, but all the way to I love you, I don't know. All these single women out here, and you pick a coworker. Thank you, Mimi. Leave that married woman alone. Nothing good will come out of this, hun. Right. She's looking, she's looking for something that is not in her marriage right now. She's looking for someone who just, chill, is no stress and whatever, but she has a child. You're saying y'all didn't do anything, but the tone is telling me y'all may have. Y'all may have at least been, necking or something. First base at least. That's what it's sounding like. And it's sounding like a little bit of guilt. The energy was saying she wants nothing else. It said that he's still playing games at that age. She's wrong to mess around with him. She is wrong. Hey, Jackson Tabasco. He's 30. She's 35 and married with a kid. And they're co-workers. And he's feeling the energy. And she's feeling it too. And he's never thought of messing with a married woman. But she's having problems at home. You know how that goes. Maybe he just realized the grass is not always green on the other side. He probably realized that he would be wrecking the life of the child in the situation if he continued. That is true. Maybe he caught a peek of her husband and realized, I don't want this mess finding me at my job. Young man, stop before it becomes physical. You can lose your job. Don't do it. Now, y'all know, Cheryl, I don't know if you were here the last time. I said, don't ever mess with Dee. That's why I don't consider ever somebody at the job. Dee is direct deposit. Don't let anything come between you and Dee. The direct deposit. Don't mess with a coworker. Not at all. He's bored, has no one else to spend time with, so he focuses on her. Yes, Munira, he said he was lonely. And in this loneliness, he's looking for companionship, and she's the only one there. And he said he's awkward, and she's, open to him. It's a whole ball and mess of confusion. Maybe he might have kissed her and realized it was wrong. And as the married party, she should have known to tell him it was inappropriate to approach her despite her marriage problems. And I don't know. It could, based on what y'all are saying, it could be that maybe she approached him. Maybe she, dove in first. And now he's feeling some guilt because, this is something that he knows is not, good. Maybe he said, get a dog. You're not that, if you're that lonely. Oh my gosh. Now, a dog is a responsibility now, sir. You can't just leave it at home and go traipsing around with someone. Get a dog, get something to take care of so you're not that lonely. And the dog will get you out, get you to the dog parks, get you, interacting with other people. So get a dog, get a hobby, join a group. But Mimi said, get a dog. What I'm going to say is, don't become the dog of the situation. Don't be going with this married woman and become the dog. Though, I will say, y'all, give me this moment. She the one married. He ain't doing nothing wrong, technically. He's single. She the one man. She the one that made a commitment and a vow to someone else. He's single. He ain't really doing nothing wrong. She doing something wrong. To be honest, I would feel very strange about going off with a colleague at work. It just wouldn't feel right at all. I understand somebody liking you, but to do it at work is seriously inappropriate. Yes, I can see, there's always chemistry and stuff like that. Many of us can't say that, but some of us have a strong boundary and line that not at work. Not at work. Because what happens if this relationship goes sour? What if her husband comes here and says, somebody here been messing with my wife? And that is an investigation. What if there's a no fraternization policy? There is so much issue at work. If things go off the deep end, you still on her team, y'all still got to work together. It's like, I would transfer, get a new team or whatever, or just, as y'all say, shut it down. But y'all, what are your thoughts for this young man? He finds he's in a pickle. I'm thinking, hey, stop it now. If your lifestyle allows it, Mimi said, get a job. Get a dog. Maybe, Freudian slip, get another job. Everybody fancy Elsa? No, they're not fancy. No, we are not fancy at my work. Oh, no. Don't think that. But there's a cast of characters that do look nice. They have been blessed with good looks, but never. See, I need to be away from people too. I don't need the person that I'm seeing also at my job. I need to get away from work. I need to escape with you. Oh, and I can't escape work. I'm thinking you are at work too. Hey, to go to Africa. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. Seems like people never read the employee handbook these days. The itty and the TP of it all. It could be just his imagination running away with him. Okay, to go to Africa said, maybe this married woman ain't coming on to him. Because he's so lonely, in his head, he think she want him. Now, that could be it. You know, we always talk about ladies thinking that they're in a relationship with a man, thinking it's more than actually is going on. It could be the man now. Just my imagination. It could be just his imagination running away with him. Both are wrong, but I'm talking to you, sir. You already know this is wrong. This is why you want advice, thinking someone would lie and say it's okay. It's 2025. Stay alive. I can't sing that one. The Bee Gees are just too high pitched for me. Do we think people share too much of their personal life at work? Yes. I do not need to know your personal life at work. I'm here to work. We can be friendly, but we don't need to be talking all our business at work. I don't have photos of my family at work. My colleagues don't know what my husband looked like, just like y'all don't know what my husband looked like. There are no pictures all over. No. Yes, Rhonda, the dollar bill first. I am here to earn money, not friends. I'll be friendly. I'll be cordial. I'll be nice. I will be professional and polite. You do not need to know what my family look like. You don't need to meet them. My children have never come to work on come to work day. No, at all. You don't need to know that. I don't need to know your sister's brothers, cousins, mothers, had her tooth pulled. I don't need to know all your business at all. I don't need to see all the photos from the family vacation. I go on vacation. I do what I'm obligated to do. Supervisor knows I'm going on vacation. Everybody else don't need to know. I'm gone. My out of office is on. You'll get the out of office email that I'm gone. I come back. I do my work. We don't need to be oversharing at work. Munda Senior said, is he sure she doesn't want a simple soundboarding or someone to rant to? Right. Someone, if we feel not heard in a relationship, we can feel we need someone else to hear us. Exactly. I'm glad you're getting a good laugh out of me, Jackson Tabasco. I'm just wondering, do your colleagues find it weird that they are okay with the fact that you don't talk at all about your family work? I think it's normal, but some people find it strange. They do find it strange. They tell me, I talk about this. I talk about shows. I talk about what I see on YouTube. My husband says I have a gift of talking a whole bunch of nothing. Like I'll talk to someone and they swear we, had a great deep conversation. And my husband would be like, they don't realize you ain't said nothing. They don't realize they shared a whole lot and you ain't said nothing. I'm like, and when they realize I'll be gone. When they realize I'll be gone. I hate it when they be sharing on Teams then the sounds just keep going off. Annoying. Ugh. That's why I'm up here. Sometimes when I do Teams, I'm up here in this office, in this room. The dogs are out of the room. Everybody knows not to come in the room. Mr. Elsa will sometimes come in and he'll walk all the way outside the area and try to distract me usually, but he hasn't done that in quite a while. But yes, it's annoying when they share too much. Too much is okay. I don't need to go to birthday parties. I don't want to do potlucks. I don't know how people cook in their own homes. I'm here to work. We could talk and laugh and kiki about other things. We could laugh and kiki about what's going on in the news, what's going on here, there, what's going on. Did you see what the security guard was wearing? What her shoes look like? Fine. But my personal stuff? No, thank you very much. Yes, do not disturb is my friend. I like that, but sometimes I forget. And since I can use that now that my kids are no longer in school and stuff like that, but I have the do not disturb, but they can come in. My kids, my husband, my mother, my grandmother, they can pierce the do not disturb. But I got to cut grandma off because grandma be calling me for all kinds of stuff that ain't no emergency. She'll be calling me and piercing through. It's going to rain in 20 minutes in your area, right? It's like, I'm home. I don't care. But you know, that's grandmas. They gonna care all the time. So y'all, please put in the comments below, what are your advice for this young man? He's saying he about to go off the deep end with this young lady, this married woman. And sir, just because she's 35, when you started that off, I was a little tainted thinking that she looked good for her age. She only 5 years older than you, young man. Please, don't think it's all the way off the deep end. But thank you, y'all. We're going to go to the next one. And we get spicier and spicier with each one. And this ain't the spiciest of them all. I'll just warn you, it's the one after this. Say, I, a 32-year-old female, caught my husband, a 36-year-old male, cheating last night. He was texting his lover. We've been married for over 11 years, and we have a 5-year-old together. I'm an absolute wreck. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I take care of everything, and he goes to work. His job pays well, so he can provide us with a good life. But he said he has feelings for this woman, and he's not ready to let everything go. He wants us to stay married and live in the nice house and this nice life we've always had. He doesn't like the idea of divorce for lots of reasons. First of all, our son. I literally had no idea. It was fate that I caught him. He's probably been extremely cautious about it with his dating. We had a good life together, some arguments here and there, but still having sex regularly and acting like a family. I asked him to cut ties with this person, but he says he can't because he doesn't want to hurt her. This pisses me off so much. I even talked about couples counseling, which he agreed to. Still, he can't let her go, and he wants her as a friend. I'm still shocked. I don't know what to do, what to think, what to say. We discussed divorce, which it wouldn't be imminent since I'd have to first get an associate's degree and a job that pays decent, and then sell the house. And I literally thought we were a good team and we were working well together. I'm sure he doesn't want a divorce even for keeping up appearances when it comes to his parents and his job. I have not been able to eat since I heard everything last night and I found out everything. He said he still loves me and I'm still his priority and he doesn't want to leave me. I feel sick to my stomach. How does anyone navigate through something like this? Maybe he said, oh, really? Oh, really? So she caught him. Now, lady, we like details around here. I'd like to know, how did you catch him? I want to see, did the phone light up? How did you find out? We need the nuances. We like the one paragraph. We got the details of the ages, 32, 35, 11 years together. You got a 5-year-old. We like those details. Send him to that lady's house and find yourself. Thank you. Pack him up. Send him on his way. Girl, stop thinking about what he thinks. Right. Gather what you think. And this goes back to, as just Rhonda said earlier, the financial independence. She's a stay-at-home mom. She doesn't have a degree. Totally. They've been together 11 years, so she skipped her education. While she was a stay-at-home mom, she could still get her education. But here's my thing. They're married 11 years. The child is 5. What were you doing in the 6 years before? Or let's say 5 years because you have the time while you're in utero. Huh. You had 5 years before the child came around. I'm just saying. My advice is to watch the movie, wait to exhale, and take notes. Wait a minute. No. Ma'am, never depend on a man as your support system. Get your own. She should research alimony. Yes, go talk to a divorce attorney before you make any moves. He'll think he had holes in his pockets when I'm done. Ooh, Mimi said, ooh, take. Maybe his family needs to find out what he's been doing when they may also think that he's been at work and would be interested to see what his parents make after some screwing up in such a monumental way. The thing is, yes, the parents are one way, but you don't want to mess with his job. You don't want to mess with the money. But then again, Young lady, find your way. You are a stay-at-home mom. He has to take care of you, and he has to keep you in the manner you've grown accustomed. And you have proof now that he's cheating. So again, gather your evidence and seek an attorney. He doesn't want a divorce because she's the one who takes care of the home. Leave him. Right, but he probably also doesn't want a divorce because he is the sole provider for her, and he will have to maintain, it will be spousal support and child support. He will have to continue maintaining her. He already maintaining 2 houses, because you cannot tell me that he with this other woman and he ain't paying for jack. You cannot tell me he ain't paying that other woman's rent, car note, or something. How is he able to sustain this other woman? She wanted to be a kept woman as a trophy wife. Hopefully he is making good money so she can get half. She didn't get more than half. She didn't get 2/3. Hey, honey, say that. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here for this live. What we're doing here is this 32-year-old female got her 35-year-old husband. They've been married for 11 years. They got a 5-year-old together. He got another woman. He been cheating. She finds out, and she don't know what to do. She ain't got an associate's degree. She ain't got anything at all. They've been married since she's 21. But the kid is 5. So she had at least 5 years to do something. At this point, he has no incentive to be faithful. He doesn't. He doesn't have an incentive to be faithful. But he's been paying for that other woman. I want to know how it started. I want to know how it continued. Where does she live? Now you want to keep her as a friend? You know, she could be one of the parents at the PTA. Now, we talk about jobs all the time. Don't forget, the PTA meetings, them other spouses at the PTA be walking around too, you know, snatching up other folks. Where did he find her? How did he find her? Where does he know her from? I need to know how they encountered each other. We have questions. Definitely need a mouthpiece, meaning lawyer. Girl, you better get that for the baby. Yes, get it for the baby. Because again, as you said before, she is a trophy wife. We're guessing this. She is not earning her own money. And he's the breadwinner. But he has a mistress. He has to be paying for something. He probably be paying for dinners. Say he working late. Y'all, when we cling, we're almost there to 500 subscribers, so we can have a member wall. When we have the member wall, I can have some conversations about the little subtle things you could do to check and see if they're working late and going by. You're not arguing, you're not argumentative, you're still being, a Stepford wife of some kind. But there are ways you can go and check and double check without it being overt. We're going to talk about that once we get to a level to be behind a member wall, because some of that information is needs to be protected. She's still young, so she can study and find a job. Yes, she is. She's only 32. She could be one of multiple women. Yes, she already found out it's one woman. Oh, you mean he has multiple mistresses? He said he don't want to get rid of this one. But it could be to go to Africa. You're right. He could have others, and this is just the one she found out about. I have so many questions. Did they discuss for her to stay at the home, or did she agree to do it? Because she probably made her own trap. Right. How did we go? But again, she was 21. He was just a little bit older. Did they meet in college? Did she quit college? But why would she? Because they had 5 years before they had the 5-year-old son together. So she had some time. I have questions, shApp. What happened in that time? What happened in that time of the 5 years of them being married, learning each other? He's growing in his career. She doesn't have to go to school and get a formal education, but what was she doing with her life? What was she learning? What was her days filled with? 5 years before they had their kid. And it could be they were trying for 5 years. I'm not going to put that out of the equation. But in the meantime, were you part of book clubs? What were you doing before you were the stay-at-home wife? How did y'all meet? How did you and your husband meet? How did he meet this other woman? Is she the only one to go to Africa? Got us thinking, this might not be. But he don't want to let her go. That's my thing. You got caught. He got brass kahunas. He got caught, and he said he don't want to let the mistress go. And he actually had the nerve to say it. And he talking about it, and he wanted to still live in the house, still be together, still be a happy family, still da-da-da. He probably still want to get the goodies too from his wife and still go to the mistress. And what is going on? Why would he find the nerve to actually say it? And it could be because he is the breadwinner. He is the one financially responsible. So it's kind of like she can, as you said, she made her own trap. It's like, well, he's probably thinking, what can she say? Where can she go? What can she do? He probably want to say, oh, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna let her stay at the house. I'm gonna be nice, but we can still be a family. But I don't want to give up my other woman. How do you fix yourself to say that to your wife? It just to me is the unmitigated gall to say that to your wife. That you refuse to give up your mention and you want to have her as a close friend. Who says that? And he's really good at acting because she said she had no idea. She really thought they were a good team. They're working well together. They've had little things, up and down. And he said he want to go counseling. How can you agree to counseling and you going to tell the counselor, I don't want to give up my mistress? We got to work this out. What do you tell the counselor? What could you possibly tell the counselor? It's okay. Then he doesn't have anything the other woman will let go. Yes, once she divorces him, if she does, then, he can't live off the quarter that she going to leave him with. Anything is better than staying with someone who is not good for you. She should go and live with her own parents for a while to figure things out because there's no way I'll be staying with a man like that. Hopefully she didn't sign a prenup. To go to Africa is always bringing it in. Even if she signed a prenup, he's the one being unfaithful. Wouldn't they have a clause in there? Some prenups have a clause for infidelity. So even if she did sign a prenup, let's hope that for his sake, it didn't have a clause about infidelity and what her compensation would be. So to go to Africa, hopefully she had already met the requirements to take him to the cleaners. Well, they have been married for 11 years. 10 years is significant. I ain't going to say it now. We're going to have to do that behind the paid wall. Why 10 years is significant. Some of y'all know. So she's been with him for 11 years. So she crossed the 10-year mark. Cheaper to keep her mark. That's why he's saying it. And they have a kid together that's only 5. So he has about 13 years of child support ahead of him. It's cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper to keep her. Totally. Because if he's her sole source of income, he going to have to go live with his parents and still be paying for everything in that house. And he knows it. And he doesn't want to leave what he's going to be paying for. Young lady, go see a divorce attorney. Get some legal advice. We don't know what state you're in. We don't know where you are. But a lawyer locally can let you know exactly what your options are. Having his child gives her leverage, shApp. It does, but also that 11 years, that more than 10 years together, well, she got a lot of leverage. She got a lot of leverage. And he is the one who cheating. And Mimi said, lawyer up. SWAT says, mount up. We're going to say, lawyer up. Y'all, please leave your unsolicited advice for her below and leave it in the comments. And we will get to the last one. And the last one is the spiciest of them all. Y'all know how we get down out here. Y'all know how we get down out here. It says, my 35-year-old male boyfriend is doing things looking at other girls' pictures. Am I, a 24-year-old female, overreacting? I was having this conversation with my boyfriend, and he was saying he doesn't really use Instagram. So I asked him, why did he have it? He told me so he could look at the pretty girls while he was handling himself. And it made me feel very uncomfortable and upset, and I let him know. He told me that I had no reason to feel upset because he doesn't imagine things with those girls. He just looks at them. I asked him how would he feel if I did the same thing. He said it was different because women use their imagination and thoughts of doing things if they saw an attractive man, unlike a man who only sees the photos and doesn't imagine anything. Bollocks. Sorry, that was me. I still feel it's not right. I don't know if it's normal among boys or if I'm overreacting. Yes, boys do this. But y'all remember, he is a 35-year-old male. She's a 24-year-old female. He said he don't have Instagram, but he uses it to handle himself, self-pleasure, measure his yardstick with the photos from Instagram. See, he's a cheap one. He ain't even paying for OnlyFans. He ain't even going to OnlyFans to the free accounts. He just using regular old Instagram, the free stuff that's open for anyone to see, and he is handling himself. Young lady, I hope you don't feed on the load of crock that he's giving you. He's 35, you're 24. There's an 11-year gap there. I need to just do one show that's just age gap. We need to do one show that's just gap years. Young lady, this is bollocks. He don't have Instagram, then he does have it, and all he does is to look at the pictures. That's like someone getting certain articles and saying they're just there for the articles when there's all kinds of explicit photos in the magazine. We're not going to be stressing about IG photos. We ain't stressing about the IG photos. We stressing about what he's doing while he's looking at the IG photos. Now, some people may be, it's fine. And some people may be, why are you handling yourself while watching IG photos? Because one thing is I know he never going to meet them ladies on IG. Ever. I don't believe him. Corn is usually much more stimulating. So if corn is much more stimulating, why is he using IG? Why is he using IG? We have questions, young lady. This one is short, spicy, but why are you to IG? IG, they're covered. And he's saying women are more likely to use their imagination. But sir, you're using your imagination. These young ladies are just posing for photos or they have their cutesy little videos. Again, you're using your imagination because ain't much on Instagram. What is she there for? Asking questions. Why did he even think it was okay to tell her that? Why and why, Cheryl? I don't know why he thinks he's being honest. Oh, I hope he isn't a serial stalker. Could be. But I don't know. Why would you think that it's okay to tell her? While we're having that conversation, he said, oh, so he could look at the pretty girls while he's handling himself. She's 24, he's 35. Y'all, I would have been like, what? I thought that line was a little bit of dig. Isn't she a pretty girl? Isn't your girlfriend a pretty girl? And she's there with you? So why would you need IG? But I don't know. Maybe, as we see with some places, maybe she's not your preference. He doesn't imagine things with those girls. Yes, you do, sir. You're imagining things while you're doing that. On IG, he would do better on Twitter. At 35-year-old, sounds like he belongs in somebody's jail. It's not adding up. Something is not adding up. Exactly. He's saying women use the imagination, he not. So you are using your imagination. You are using imagination. Because while it may be suggestive on IG, they ain't showing nothing. So you're imagining what it looked like. You're imagining, and then you are handling the dang-a-lang. I didn't want to say that, but I did. I had to get it out. Sir, you're doing too much. And you're telling her this. So my thing is, this could be a dig. It's like you're looking at the pretty girls on Instagram. Your girl, does that negate saying your girl isn't pretty? Why do you need the stimulation from those girls? How did he not get caught? He doesn't really use Instagram. So I'm guessing he ain't really handling himself that often. But the way he said is different because women use their imaginations of doing things if they saw an attractive man, unlike a man who only sees the photos and doesn't imagine anything. Absolute crock. She show us the woman you're looking at? Well, that's what he's saying. He sounds creepy. She needs to find another significant other. To go to Africa, she may need to, because if she can't handle this, he's looking at IG, young ladies. You see, I have no problem with you looking. It's the handling. That's what you use in your IG for. You don't really use it. All you use it for is to look at young ladies. I'm hoping it's like the Father's, y'all, the Father's Day show, the one right before this, episode 21. There was a 70-year-old guy, but he only looked at young ladies 18 to 22. Y'all got to check out that segment. We had, I don't know what the age of the young ladies for this 35-year-old man is, and I think that's what's hindering me. I need to know the ages of the young ladies he's looking at while handling himself. That's why I'm not really digging deep, but I'm like, I need to know the ages. That's the only thing that's going to soothe the savage beast of me, because I'm like, ugh. Especially with To Go to Africa saying he sound creepy. It sound creepy to me. It sound creepy. I'm hoping it is, you said other girls' pictures. I'm hoping it's your age group, 24. I'm hoping, and I'm going to treat it as such, that it's your age group. It's fine. You can look at it. It's fine if he, finds inspiration, and then of course come to you. Again, I have no problem with you going to the strip club. No problem at all. Again, the problem is if you go in for more than just a show. If you go in for more than just a show, then we have a problem. He's never going to meet these Instagram girls, just like he never will meet the corn girls, okay? So maybe he needs that for inspiration. Maybe, see, I would push buttons and say, oh, is that what you need to get yourself revved up before we get gearing to go? Okay. I didn't know you needed help. That's a way of turning the tables. Wasting grape juice on photos when you have the box right in front of you. Mimi, thank you. Thank you. That's why I'm thinking it's a date that he said he's looking at pretty girls on Instagram. You have a pretty girlfriend right there. And she is 11 years your junior. She is 24. What else you got to look at? What else do you want to look at? That's my question. What is it that's drawing you to the young ladies on Instagram? When you have a 11 years your junior young lady. What is your advice for her? Because my thing is, I have too many questions. One, if the young ladies are underage, run. Get away. I would turn, if they are not, and he's just looking at all the pretty girls, and say, oh, I'll switch it on him. Turn the energy. Oh, I didn't know you needed inspiration to get it going before you come to me. That's okay. I didn't know that you needed that. That would turn the tables on him, and he gonna think, no, that ain't it. And he gonna want to prove himself, maybe, but it could certainly turn the tables. Y'all, please let us know in your comments below what your advice is for her. I didn't hear anybody say it. I didn't hear anybody say like run fast, but everybody's like move on. He'll be dried up soon. Yes. Putting too much wear and tear and mileage on it if you're just looking at Instagram. He's 35, you're 24, young lady. You have the world ahead of you. Y'all, that was the last one for today. I thought y'all would have been a little more spicy for this one, but that is the last item for today. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Please, we are on our way to 500 subscribers, and I can't do it without you. Thanks for all of you who are subscribed. Make sure you like the video so we get into the what? The algorithm. And go to my posts because there are, information. There's a poll as to whether we're going to watch Project Runway. And this will probably go on a hiatus. If I got to do Alone, Project Runway, and Love is Blind hit at the same time, I may have to put Unsolicited Advice on a hiatus. But we're going to still kiki. But this Friday's post is going to go out tomorrow morning, where we do unscripted, where we're going to talk about what y'all want to talk about. And right now, I just want to talk about shows. I just want to talk about shows and what we're going to be watching. But yes, have a great evening, everyone. I certainly enjoyed this. I'm trying to keep these to 1 hour so we can get nice bite-sized viewing out of this. And as I said, I appreciate you all, and I hope to see you on the next one.